and welcome to Kiki's House of Joy, where joy is made with intention, and you are here at the best week ever, the first week of 2026. Come on in, relax yourselves, and stay a while, and hopefully, you will find something that inspires you. And so, if you've never been to these videos, well, this is the start of 2026 Best Week Ever. Every Sunday, I come on and I share with you what made this week the best week ever. This is not anything new, but it might be new to you. And so, if so, just realize that I'm going to ask you to join along. All right. So, I'm glad you're here. I think I should begin with a few simple things. One, I have all the videos that I did last year. I've now just taken them off because I want to start fresh and anew. Also, there was just this revelation that I had. I'm like, I think this would be nice to kind of keep it private now and share in these moments because that's what it is. We're in the moment and we're enjoying the moment. So let's be in the moment together. Also, we're doing this all year. Every Sunday, I'm going to come on and I'm going to share my best week ever. And we'll go through a process and figure out how it became the best week ever. And if you have anything that you think is the best week ever, please share. If you enter the chat, or a comment, leave a comment behind and let me know what made this week the best week ever and all the complexities that may be involved. And so let's get started. Hello, hello. Welcome. Sit, join the chat, say hello, share something, and let's get this party started. Okay, so this week, I'm starting with notes, and slowly what I'm going to do is build into a format that I can be consistent with because I noticed something that as I was beginning the year, this short week, because this is a very short week, so we don't have a full week. So we're working with what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's all we have. And this short week, I have to see how it became the best week ever. I know, a lot of pressure, right? We'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. So if the second was Friday, and then the third was Saturday, today's the fourth. So yeah, we really do have 3 days that I'll be talking about. And here we go. What's up, Larisha? Can't say long, but we'll finish. Okay, well, we're happy to have you here, Larisha. So welcome. I'm gonna start. It's gotta be a short video because it's not a long week. So let's talk about the first day. It's New Year's Day. And I think I want to break it down versus days. We're going to break it down to moments. So let's see how this works. Trying something new, and I'll be working it out as we go along. So by week 15, I should have this whole thing down. So let's see. We'll see how we do it. Okay. All right. So one, how you doing? First off, how are you doing? Larisha, how are you feeling today? I will say today I'm feeling really good. I woke up feeling pretty good. I've already done my French lesson, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I made a very unusual breakfast, and so that was very exciting. So I feel pretty good. I started off with a very creative approach to life. Golden kiwis were involved and pancakes. I always try to make a fruit compote, and so I did try to do that. Okay, you're motivated for the 26th thing. Yes, I feel motivated too. Okay, so here we go. So something new. So something new this week. So what happened that was new this week? If there was anything I tried, anything that I did. Let's see. So on the first, I did do something kind of new, and it's how I rung in the new year. So I've done all kinds of things before, but I've never sat in the tub during the new year. And this was the first year where I didn't do like the usual traditions of wanting to hear the ball drop or sing Old Lang Syne. I kind of went away from my New York roots and my childhood kind of stuff, and I just said I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and that was take a perfectly tempered bath. And when I tell you the bath temperature was absolutely perfect, it really was. I didn't do a countdown or anything like that. I was just in the tub. And then once I saw that it hit midnight, I was like, Happy New Year. And then I decided to play music that I just wanted to hear. So my first song of the year was Daydreaming by Aretha Franklin. So I wasn't trying to be too choosy about it. I just opened up my music and I was like, okay, what is the next? I did like I have like the radio station. I was like, what's the next song here? And I saw it and I was like, okay, that's the one. And I played it. And so it was very nice. So my first song of the year was Daydreaming by Aretha Franklin. Not a new song, but a very new experience. I've never done that before. I'm usually pretty conscientious of like the first thing I hear. Like, what is the first song? How am I going to start my year? I am pretty conscientious of that. But a lot of times, if you're watching TV or with friends, you don't really choose it, right? So I did choose it. In the past, I've usually done a bath like right before the drop, or exactly the way you say it. But I do baths all the time, so there was something about being in the water and just kind of going through that cleansing process. And then once you get out and you just rinse it all off, and it was just like I started the year clean, happy, very relaxed, moisturized, smelling good. I was like, this is nice. This is nice. So that was a bit of my new aspect of the new year. So I started off just trying something new. I never did it before. Now, the classic stuff I did do, of course, were I did make my black eyed peas and my collard greens. Oh, and I also was really bold with my sweet potato pie. So I'll say I tried it because I cooked it the day before, but in the new year, I tried my first like hardcore no sugar added sweet potato pie. It was all like I used monk fruit and I used stevia for like any kind of sweetening enhancements, but I didn't use any sugar in my sweet potato pie. And I like it. I actually liked it. It was weird because I made a very traditional one not too long ago. But I was weirdly like wanting something without the sugar. Like I don't want the sugar, but I want the flavor. And so it was really nice. I actually liked it. I don't know if any other human being in the world would like it, but it worked for me, and that's all that mattered. Yeah, it is more earthy, like you taste the flavors more. So anyway, that was the thing. Okay. Also, I decided within these last few days to finally listen to Olivia Dean's album from beginning to end, all the way through. And you always have songs that stand out. And so the song that stood out to me was A Couple of Minutes. So that is apparently my jam. I love, like, some of my favorite songs are breakup songs or and the thing is, I've been trying to evolve from that. I'm like, girl, you go really heavy on breakup songs, so maybe we can evolve a little bit. And so I was like, this song to me is that evolution because you already done broke up, and now this is a song of someone who appreciates their past, who appreciates the moment, but they've moved on. Oh, come on. To me, that's a very like low key, high key, empowering song. I think for anyone that's ever been in a relationship and you broke up, like that's the song that you want to be able to sing. That's the song that you want to thrive in. That's the song that you want to live in. So, and it's a beautiful song and it's like so like tender the way she sings it and delivers it. And then it's so funny. I get into the song and then I see a voice review of her live performance of that song. And so that was also new for me, right? And I saw that and the way he reviewed it were the same things that I loved about the song. I'm like, yes. And so there's really nice to hear. It's always great to hear someone who is like an expert in voice and understanding voice, a voice teacher, and then they're breaking down the vocal aspects of the song. So this week was a lot of that. Like I was learning about Kehlani and how her vocal, the way she's approached like her music and singing and like Folded, that's a really popular song, is all Brandy. Listening to Brandy. And so I also gained a new appreciation for Brandy because they've always called her the vocal Bible, but when you actually hear someone pretty much say, yes, I went to, Full Moon, Second Testament, or whatever. She went to these different aspects of Brandy's vocal freaking Bible, and this is how this is what I've done to sing. Like to hear that, I'm like, yeah, she is the vocal Bible. Brandy, I think Brandy seems so effortless in her delivery that some people don't understand her greatness versus another person who puts a whole lot of effort in their delivery. And that's why there are people who get so excited about them. But I think the difference, I mean, I don't want to compare, so we won't compare. But Brandy, I understand why she's the vocal Bible. That's all I need to say. When you realize what people are listening to, and then how her voice and her styling and that effortless sound changed everything. But then when all the girls tried to imitate that effortlessness, it just sounded like baby voices. But then when you listen to someone who really studied, who went deep into the word, if you will, like Kehlani, then you're like, ah, this isn't a baby voice. This is mastery. So there we go. But yes, her and Monica are class with me, effortless young girls, Whitney approved ladies. They were approved. They were, and there's a reason why, because Whitney had that mastery as well. So she could peep game, and then Brandy just kept on wanting to master that, but then she also had to work with her voice, which wasn't a Whitney voice, right? And so I think it's unique. I mean, Monica, to me, beautiful voice, powerhouse. But Brandy has complexities in what she's done that you see it just rippling everywhere. But I also like the fact that Monica, in many ways, is inimitable. Like, she is just who she is, right? Okay. I have my favorite Monica songs. I want that to be clear. And in fairness, like, I have, no, I can't say that. That's not true. That's not true. Sorry. Can't say that. Can't say that. All right. So for something challenging, what was something challenging this week for me? I'm trying to see if a challenge arose in day 1, 2, and 3. I would say the biggest challenge that I had was on Friday. I was feeling really tired. Like, just like I had to go to work. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I at work? Who? So that was a challenge, just like trying to like muster up the energy to do anything. I did eventually get my life together, so that was nice. I figured out something to do. I had a wonderful like mentorship conversation with one of my mentors, and so that was very nourishing. Very, very, very nourishing. So it was kind of like, I don't want to do any of this, but there was just so much to look forward to by the end of the day. Then I get this message from Juanita. She's like, "Do you want to go out tonight?" And then once again, another challenge hit me because I was just like, "Eh." It wasn't that I didn't want to go out, but this is my challenge in general. There's still a little bit of that social anxiety within me, and that introvert aspect of me that's pretty much, I just want to stay home. I don't want to do anything. And even when I really do want to do something, even when it will be worth it. And so, but because I know this about myself, I built in that concept of saying yes. I built in that concept of like, you know what, embrace things because you know your personality. You know that once you get out there, you'll find value, but you're going to complain, you're going to grouch, you're going to do all these things before you get there. So I know this about myself, enough to know I'm like, okay. And then the way she presented it to me was very intelligent. And it's a sign that this person knows me. She's like, well, I know you won't want to do this because this isn't aligned to your values. So, how about this? The fact that there was that amount of consideration, I was like, I can say yes to this quite easily. And so I did say yes. Deep down, I did want to go. I just didn't have and I also didn't want to go alone. So there's sometimes where, Juanita has a life. I have a life. We have other kind of existences, right? But I mean, she's my friend. I enjoy her company, and I enjoy my friends' company in general. And I also do things by myself, right? I have that independence. So there are times where before I even think about doing things with people, I always think about doing it by myself. And so more and more, I don't do that anymore. Now I stop and say, I would like to do this with someone. I would like to do this. So I have all these different things that I want to do with, right? And so that's my way of starting to create that feeling of just just community, right? In my mind, I think community starts here. It doesn't start when you just go out. I think you have to also have it. I think there's a way for you to be around a whole bunch of people and not feel the connection, not feel community. So I have changed my thinking. This is because we're talking about challenges. This is a challenge of mine. I have changed my thinking to think in a community sense. I think about activities now that are more community like, because sporadic hangs get me anxious too. Yeah, they do. But I love that you said that's lovely. She gets you because sporadic hangs get me anxious too. This is what Larisha just said, and I totally agree. Like, I'm like, ooh, ooh. So it's really nice for people to, when you think that way and then someone invite it comes into the conversation with that community mindset, there's no way to say no. Well, there is, but why? I'm not going to do that because I understand that that's actually what's aligned to me. So anyway, that was a bit of a challenge, actually, kind of just going through the process and wanting something, having those feelings, but I said yes. And so then we'll get to, yeah, I did go. And I will talk about that a little later, but this is something funny. So then we'll move on to something funny. So something funny that happened this week, there were a few things, mostly things that I viewed. Um, so I find this interesting. Do you guys remember? And if you don't, you can look it up. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure this person was on Iyanla Fix My Life. And that is actually two things I found funny this week, so we'll bring that one up. I saw the Iyanla and Oprah show, because Oprah low key is bringing the Oprah show back. I don't care what anyone says. If you guys can't figure out, Oprah misses being Oprah. Oprah misses having her show, and so she is pretty much having the Oprah show in a smaller room. I'm like, lady, you swore you weren't doing this anymore. And slowly, if you watch her evolution, she's just bringing more people back in the room. She's bringing, less celebrity kind of vibes and people vibes. The people's voices are starting to come back. I'm like, she's taking questions from the audience. I'm like, this is Oprah 2.0. She's really bringing her show back, and she's doing it on YouTube, which is super intelligent and smart because no one's watching TV anymore. I'm just like, Oprah's her team and everyone figured it out. Like, I think low key she never wanted to stop having her show, but she also wanted to leave on top, and that's what she did. And so then I think that then she had to find a way to still be Oprah because she liked that show. And there's this part in the show where I was watching. I don't know if it was it was her and Iyanla Van Zant. I'm pretty sure it was her and Iyanla Van Zant. And this woman gets up and she's starting to cry. I don't know if the shows bled into each other because I was walking, so sometimes I just put something on and walk. But there's this point where the girl starts to cry, and she talks about having to kind of deal with, like, really, it was Iyanla, kind of releasing her relationship with her mother who I think is dealing with drugs and homeless, and just a really hard person in her life. And she starts to cry. And she's like, "Oh no, I don't want to cry." And then Oprah and Iyanla are giving her, like, speech, like, be there in the emotion, all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm walking, I'm finding this quite entertaining. And now you're finding out my sense of humor. So I'm like, what is this mess? But then you hear, who wants to cry on Oprah? And then I'm sitting there, like, so I bust out laughing. I'm doing this because I have my headphones on. I bust out laughing. I'm like, everyone wants to cry on Oprah, silly. And then you actually hear the audience saying, like, or someone says it too, like, we're saying at the same time. I'm like, that's the whole point. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh, Oprah's got her show back. Clever lass. That is some clever stuff. So you could tell what her real passion was having that show. Because the fact that she's done brought it back, because she has the money. So it's not like she's without money. She ain't struggling. We know Oprah's not struggling. So now what you're looking at her do is do whatever the hell she wants. So this is what she always enjoyed, because she literally has brought her show back. I kid you not. And so Iyanla Van Zant's on there, and so that part was pretty entertaining to me. But the other funny part was they find the old clip of that guy crying Remember, there's a father and son. It was on her show, but the clip that we all know is this father, and there's a son. He's saying something, and no one really knows that part. They just know the part where the guy goes ah, and his face, and I found it very funny all over again. And the funny part is that it's not funny. It's not funny. You're not supposed to laugh. You're supposed to grow in maturity, apparently, and be like, oh man, this was a primal cry. This is why men don't cry, because we laugh at them. You're supposed to have compassion for him, but I'm sorry. He went, I mean, my whole thing is I hope he can look back and laugh too and still cry. You can adjust that crying, but the funny part, it's also funny to me because it's like this. You are so used to not crying and feeling your feelings that you don't even know how to cry. I think that's what makes it funny. Yeah, they memed the hell out. Yeah, they did. They memed it, but I hadn't seen it in so long. So to see the actual, like, the precursor to it, so like the son speaking and then him crying, it's a really beautiful moment, but it's also hilarious, that sound. And I think that's just what it is. It's one of those things where two things can be true. See, my maturity is complicated. My maturity is I totally have the compassion for this man feeling his feelings and being vulnerable with his son and having those feelings. And also that cry was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. I feel both. That's my maturity. So that clip brings so much joy. But it's a good episode. I think I saw that. I mean, I feel like I've seen the full episode. So I think that's why I still enjoy it. So then we have another one. My other funny thing, I think I wrote, what was it? There was another funny thing I saw that really, Lady Gaga. So there's a clip out there, you all. If you look up Lady Gaga lets her audience sing or something like that, look that up. And you'll know it's the right one because it's like Asian people. So she must be in some kind of Asian country. The details I didn't care about. It was the funny part about it. So she, and I wasn't expecting anything when I saw this clip. It was just kind of like one of those accidental clips that I just ran into. And at this point, my algorithm knows I like silly things, but like unpredictable silly things. So I don't like it right in your face. You gotta sneak it on me, right? And so with this one, she gives the mic to one of her audience members, and the audience member does, I think the word is like stay, like I want to stay. Let's just say I want to stay. I don't know if those were the exact words, but the first person's like, like all this extra stuff. Now, this isn't, I won't be able to do it justice because she could sing really well, and I don't feel this in my voice right now, but it was like, she's like, I want to stay. Okay, I don't have it right, but she's hitting all these runs, and it was really pretty. I'm like, oh, okay. She could sing. It was like that. And then so then she gives the mic to the second one, and she goes, I want to stay. And all she sounds like is the most excited fan ever. And the way the laugh came from my soul. Like it just went, like I was laughing before I realized I was laughing at how hard it was. So you need to find it yourself. It was just something about the juxtaposition. I was like, man, like that. I'm like, should this have been like vetted beforehand? Nah, this all works no matter what. But I laughed. I laughed so hard at that. I was like, anyway, those are my funny things. So that was something funny for the week. I want to watch it again. I gotta find it again because it's one of those things you can just watch over and over and over and over again. Okay, maybe I can watch it over and over again. It's just the difference. The difference. It's always like tricky when someone hands you the mic. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so then we have like something deep. Something deep. Something deep that happened this week. While Juanita was convincing me to get out of the house, she had mentioned that, there's a supermoon, there's the supermoon coming, it's going to be a wolf moon. And usually I don't, I'm not always, I will admit, when I hear something about the moon, I do feel compelled to go outside. Like, I got to go. And so that was last night. And so I said, you know what, let me go outside. So I went outside to just look at the moon. just look at the moon. And I looked at the moon, and it was perfectly covered, peeking in and out of the clouds. So we had a good amount of cloud coverage last night. So the moon was never clear to me, but it was peeking in and out. And I went outside, and my Ring camera is recording me look at the moon. And I went outside, and I look up, and I just stare. But the most interesting part to me was me watching the footage later of me looking at the moon, and how I went out there and I was just completely still, like completely still. My hand was in my hair, kind of like that. And that is like a position. Sometimes I like to feel my roots back here. That's like a thing I do. And so I was like holding my roots, but that's it. And just watching them and completely stilled. So that was it. That was deep for me to watch, of how, whether the moon is, there's always a speculation, is this the Truman Show? Okay, maybe there isn't for everyone, but when you've read a lot and you've studied a lot and you've also loved getting in deep dives of all the conspiracy theories and questioning the moon landing and all those wonderful things, there is a part of you that is very open to um, this possibility that none of this is absolutely real and we're in a dome. And then there's the other part of you that the moon is as Risha's saying right here, the moon calls you, and you go out and you're completely stilled by it. And I'm stilled by watching those clouds move. I'm stilled by the atmosphere. I'm stilled by the quiet. I'm stilled by all of it. And the thing is that I had to get more quiet in my mind and in my body and everything in order to see the moon, because the sky wasn't going to let me see the moon, right? With my eyes. I had to do more to see it. And so there was just like that moment to me that it felt very deep, profound, quiet, stilling. And I thought to myself, well, that was exactly what I needed. And then I just walked back in, and that was it. Didn't even know I needed it, but it was exactly what I needed. So I really appreciated that moment last night, and just to walk out and do that. And if it's true that the moon and that full moon can bring about so many different things, I will say I was deep in full moon energy yesterday in anticipation of it. And some of those things where I really was looking at the channel and thinking about how I want to order it and what I want to do. Um, I went through old videos. I actually listened to quite a few of the videos that I made this year, and it was like intuitively I was going to the videos that essentially help me prepare for this year and the intentions that I have for this year, which is the best wardrobe ever and also the best dance life ever. So that was really interesting to me, of just how instinctively I knew where to go. I also got a lot of deep understanding on my experiences and how I process them. So let's kind of also talk about let's move into something beautiful, because we're kind of headed there. So now something beautiful. Something beautiful was the girls' night out that my dear friend Juanita and I had. So I was writing before we went. I went to go went to her house. So this was like midday. She gives me the the call, like, or the text, like, do you want to do it? And I think we actually end up on the phone. And I'm like, okay, okay. So we get there in our minds, I'm going to go. And then I start writing. Now, I was writing a particular part in my book in which I'm playing with certain kind of language, that kind of like posh language, which I like to play with sometimes when I'm writing. Whenever I can put it in, I'll find a way to kind of play with it. And so when I sent her the message to tell her, like, okay, I'm writing, and I'm letting her know, like, I'm not flaking on you. I am committed, because I knew how I was feeling, because one thing for sure is that we try to like push it. We know we can't force each other to do anything, right? But we do try to do very hard sells sometimes. And so she was kind of close to doing her hard sell. I didn't want her to do her hard sell. I was like, no, don't do your hard sell. And so so she had sent a text message, and I also respond to text messages that are I just respond to text messages. So if you send me a text message, but then I end up calling you, and we have the whole conversation, it does not mean I won't reply to your text message. So she had asked, "Do you feel like going dancing tonight?" And then we actually talked later because she called too. So we talked later. And then I responded to her when I was doing my writing, and I have to read it to you because it's not something that this was me in a particular state of mind. And that was I was still writing. So I was like, I have since agreed to this proposal. I shall arrive at your residence around 8:55 if the class begins at 9:30. So that was just me confirming. And then she says, magnificent. We write at night. And then I respond, indeed. And I give I have like stickers that to reflect my moods. And this particular sticker is me looking very like the kind of like old style, like 1800s kind of vibe, or like early 1900s, positioning. And then she responds with her holding a churro. Meaning, this game is over. Is hey Cypher. Hey Cypher here. What's going on? Oh, Luisha, okay, I'll see you. So that was the first aspect of beauty here. Because I'm giving you layers of beauty. Hi Cypher. We are at the something beautiful section. So I think you're right on time. So that was my acceptance to the proposal. And then I get ready because it was like the moment work was over, I just started to get ready. And I'm getting ready, getting ready, getting ready. I have my walking to do, I have my French lessons to do. I have to do all this stuff before I am at her house and we're ready to go to take this to go out dancing. So I'm doing everything, doing everything. And luckily she lives down the road a piece, so it's not too bad. Um, and so I get there and at that moment I'm like, whew. When I finally see her, I'm like, oh, I'm happy to see you. But I was just kind of like, because I had been going, 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 going. Like I never rested. It was just, and then she's like, well, you finally get to rest. So, because I was in the passenger seat. So I sat there. I'm like, you're right, I get to rest. And so then we get to the dance venue and we go right to class. Juanita is a bachata girly. That's her favorite dance. So dancing salsa on one, which isn't what we're more trained in on two. She's like, I'm not going to be in the intro advanced section. So we part our ways. She goes to where she wants to go and I go to where I'm going. So there's two lessons going on at the same time. And so I get into the lesson. I'm having a very good time. A funny thing happens, and not funny like something funny, but just kind of like, oh, interesting, but not to be surprised. If you all remember, there's the triple demon saga. Demon 2 actually shows up, but I'm very cordial with Demon 1, Demon 3. So that means logically, Demon 2 is just kind of like in the middle, in limbo, if you will. And so I don't really have, like, I don't feel compelled to I don't know. I don't feel compelled to be anything, right? And so I was like, oh, cool beans. And the funny thing is, there are times where we're like dancing right in the same space, but the energy is just totally different. There's no curiosity, but I do find that beautiful. I found there's a certain kind of beauty in just being able to be in the space and enjoy myself. But that's the thing. Dance is so much more important to me. Dance has always been my priority in many ways. But also remember, I'm also having a really cool time with my friend who we're out together and we're doing our thing. So we're dancing and I'm having a good time. And I bring her to the side, Juanita, I was like, listen, if Mr. Worldwide shows up tonight, I really want a video with him. And then she goes, okay. So we've already planned it because, one thing me and her don't do is we don't take a lot of pictures together. I feel like I have to remember it more. And we don't do a lot of videos like of each other. We don't do it. We really have to remember to do it. It's not something, it's just not our strong suit. It just isn't. So I'm trying to get it to where we're more used to doing that because it'll be good that we can document this stuff. Like we're here together. Like let's look out for each other and do this. But that's our thing. So anyway, that's the mission. Now, He wasn't there yet. We're just starting dancing. And the dances are okay. I'm dancing with different people and it's fine. It felt really good to dance. And I'm starting to kind of get that excitement of what dancing feels like, and I'm enjoying myself. I typically enjoy the music that plays at this place because it's a bit more old school, has more of to me, it's like almost just a little bit more soulful. And if you heard me talk about, what made me kind of less attracted to the other studio is because I felt like it was losing soul. So this one, you'll hear a lot more traditional bachata. You'll see it's like less of the sensual bachata. It's more of like that good like footwork and fun. And so I had this beautiful bachata with someone with good footwork, and I had just wonderful salsas. But this is the beautiful part. Mr. Worldwide does come. And so let me give you guys an understanding of Mr. Worldwide. This is a senior gentleman, okay? And this man is always dressed. Everything matches from head to toe. If he's got blue on, he's pretty much got blue on head to toe. Little white, little whatever, but it's going to be blue. He's one of them. You know what I'm trying to say? The ones that are like, they coordinate. Like this man is coordinated, but he's Venezuelan, and to me he's black. So that's it. So he's not a big guy. I put the video out. So there is a video. So if you want to see it, you can see the video on Instagram and also here on YouTube. So you can see a video of us dancing together. And one comment said, "Oh, I didn't know you were so tall." I'm like, okay. Thank you. I'll take it. Let's just say Mr. Worldwide is not that tall. But he dances in a very particular way. And the way he dances, I think, is Venezuelan because it's not your traditional, it's not on two and it's not on one. So it's not those two particular styles of salsa that are more popular and prevalent. He pretty much steps on all counts. So in a count, you have 8 counts. He steps on all of them, and you just have to know how to do it. And so, oh, there goes Juanita. So there he has different names that people call him. They'll call him Around the World Poppy. They'll call him Mr. Worldwide. They'll call, Perimeter Poppy, different things. Bonjour, Erica J. And so the cool part about him for me is this. He will walk you around the whole dance floor when it's possible. And what I mean by that is you will literally work your way around an entire dance floor with this man. No other man has the courage and the guts to do it. Okay. And it's a lot of fun. Then what he does, and this is the part that some of the women don't like, they don't appreciate this about him. He then, after you dance with him, he finds a chair, he sits you in the chair, and then he'll give you a kiss on your hand. They hate it. Especially like the uber, like, super, super uber, I don't know, feministy. I don't know like where they're coming from, whatever it is, but they do not like this. The girlies, but I do. And I'll tell you why I like it. One, he's parading me around the whole room. And so I feel it's and then he gasses you up too. At first, and Juanita even said this too, like he'll say, "You are a beautiful dancer. You dance beautiful. Beautiful." He'll tell you this, and he'll say it in English or Spanish, whatever language you speak, okay? Because he gives Juanita some game. Like he gives her some good game, like, where are you from? All that. He gave her a good line, something about the devil, but a positive thing. Write it in Spanish, Juanita. Write it in Spanish. Tell them what it is. Because I'm forgetting it already. Because I know it's like fall the devil, something like that. Anyway, he does all this stuff to me that harkens back to a certain kind of gentlemanness. And so I like it. I'm with it. I'm for it. Take me around the room. Show me off. Okay. Then treat me like a lady and then properly kiss my hand. Like, what's the problem? But some people don't some women don't like it. They don't like it because it feels like he's telling them what to do or whatever. He is not holding your butt in the chair. It's just the whatever. I can't tell them how to feel. I like it. I'm glad that I like it. And I like the act of being paraded around a room. Like, I'm sorry, I'm for it. I like it. I love and I like moving around a room. It's unique, it's different. A lot of times when you dance with people, you're just staying one place. And so I truly look forward to dancing with this man when I see him. Like, I truly, all he needs now is a drop of rose. Oh, shoot. That's what I'm saying. One day he needs to come with roses. Like, he needs to come with roses and start giving them out. I feel like there was a point in his life where he did that. It's the way he moves. I bet you, like, he probably has already done it. I have a feeling. But he was out there. Oh yeah, se me cayó el diablo. Oh yes, se me cayó el diablo. Oh, now I understand it. See, when she said it and I didn't have the words, I didn't know what she was saying. Ah, se me cayó el diablo. So pretty much like when that's a compliment to her, and he's telling her like essentially, you're so beautiful that you knock the devil out. You know what I mean? Like you're an angel, that kind of thing. So he come on, this guy's got game and all that. Now, no one's fallen in love or anything. Like, that's not what it's about. It's about one of the few times where you go out dancing and someone knows how to treat you properly, treat you like a lady, ask you to dance. And there's some guys who do that. And I find that there's a bit more of that decorum when you allow it at that particular venue. When you allow it, that's very important for that. I tell you that. When you allow it, you'll get a lot more people. Would you like to dance? Like there's just a certain kind of thing there. It just is a different kind of vibe, and I appreciate it a lot more. I really appreciate it. When I first started dancing, I was so aggressive and just wanted to dance, 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 dance. I didn't appreciate the weight. I didn't appreciate the would you like to dance? I didn't. Like I just wanted to dance. And now I appreciate it. And so there's some beauty. So he's out there swelling heads. He's gassing us up. He is gassing us up because that was a funny part where Juanita and I were both admitted this. We had to admit it low key. Where when he first said it, the way he says like you dance so beautiful, it makes you think you're the only one that he's ever said it to. I kid you not. You're like, God, you think so? And you need it. And now that you know that you're not the only one, it still doesn't matter. I still have a lot of respect for the fact that he just I respect it. I like him more for the fact that he's complimentary. He wants to share positivity. He wants to build people up. It makes people feel good and he knows that. So he leaves the house genuinely wanting to make people feel good. Make women feel good. He ain't dance women. He wants to make women feel good. That I appreciate that. Because when I left the house, I wasn't sure, and I was optimistic because I know I'm having the best week ever, but I wasn't sure. And so to leave the house and knowing that there are people in this world who want you to feel good. It feels good. Juanita's saying he's a great time. He really is. It's like it's so much fun. Like if you see look at the video, if you see the video and you see me smiling, I'm over the freaking moon. I really am. Like I was just like I couldn't wait. And I built it up too. Like I built it up into like anticipation and all of that. I couldn't wait for him to ask me. I was so excited. I was like, when he asked me, and when he asked, I was actually so silly. It was just so much fun. And then we kind of we matched. Usually he wears more brighter colors, so we're both like in black. What? It just felt like it was meant. It was great. So that was a beautiful part of my week. And then just like afterwards, we're driving back and we're just reflecting on how great of a night it was. And that was beautiful too. It was just like, oh gosh, So okay. With all that being said, that was 3 days. I enjoyed peace. I enjoyed so many different things. I refigured out the video. Yeah, Cypher, you saw the video, absolutely. Yeah, you did. He's the woman superhero on the dance floor. We need like 5 more. See, when you see, and you didn't want to go out. I have social anxiety. You see, you missed the part, I think, where I complimented you very much on knowing me and knowing how to elicit and get me out. And I really appreciate it. How about that? Thank you. Thank you so much for helping helping facilitate the process because it was a great time. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it. You know, I don't take these things for granted. I really, we had a good conversation. It was a great night. It was so great that my day yesterday was beautifully chill and I just kind of like enjoyed my quiet time and enjoyed my peace. See, Cypher's saying thank you. See, everyone, tell Juanita thank you. We appreciate it. Feels good. She helped make the best week ever. So yesterday was super just comfy and chill and I was thinking and doing all my things that I do. And I also start to reorganize the channel and see how I want that to grow and evolve. And so yeah, for the first time, yeah, you won't see any of my live videos. So I kind of realized that I like doing live videos and I love the moment, but I also wanted to make the moments, right? I want to bring live back. I want to bring back the concept of live and that, so I'll keep the videos up for as the year progresses, but I like the idea of eventually, not making them public and kind of and allowing them to have a certain kind of privacy. So with that, that was something I discovered as well. I discovered just this claiming things back and enjoying what I've built and enjoying what I'm building. And I brainstormed a lot more on formatting. I even worked on my thumbnail early, which was fun, and just having fun with the thumbnailing because I was really, sometimes when I feel that dreamy, excited way, I like cartoons. So I was having fun with cartoon looks and stuff. And so that is essentially how um, we're ending it. So was this the best week ever? Let's think about this. A memorable dance, a dance of a lifetime, and I have it recorded. A wonderful girls' night out. The start of a brand new year in a magical way. A super moon, and me actually enjoying it and taking it in. Great revelatory ideas that are happening behind the scenes. A reflection on how amazing that last year was, and me being able to see it, know that I've documented it, and know that I really did it, and just like sitting in that accomplishment. Um, yeah, best week ever. Absolutely. 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 And it's a short week. That was a lot to pull off. That was a lot. I mean, I had 3 days to pull it off. And so the fact that I've been able to pull this off, and honestly, I'll tell you, yesterday I was like, how'd you do it? Are you going to really do it? I'm like, well, it always happens, but how? I don't know. I pulled all of this miraculous stuff off in 3 days. That's crazy work. I'm going to tell you right now, that's crazy work. Well, there you go. Woo. All right. Hallelujah and Holla Magic. Yo and Bunya. Gotta give myself a pat on the back. Whew. See, this is Kiki's House of Joy, where joy is truly created with intention and magic, straight up magic. Because I didn't know. I didn't know how it's gonna happen. I want you all to have a beautiful rest of your week. And what are you gonna do and what are you gonna look out for when it comes to you making sure you have joy this week? All right. I want you to think about it. I want you to take a step back during some important parts of your week to really reflect, right? Because next time you come back next week and we comment about our best weeks ever, I want to see what you did to make your week amazing. And if you have done it, Cypher, Juanita, whoever's here, let me know. What did you do? What was the most beautiful part of your week that contributed to the best week ever? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm seeing it here. And as you're doing that, I'm going to read something to make sure. Oh yeah, we're doing good. All right, so that is the form. I'm working on that format. That's the format that I'm working on. We'll see how this works. I'm going to build it out even more. And then I'm going to do this thing where I'm going to try to remember it. So my prediction is by week 15, I'm going to have this format down. And so I want it clear. Now, shout out to my mom, because when I started doing this again, she was just like, "Don't you want like maybe kind of like a format?" And I looked at her and I said, "Lady, no, I don't. Can't do that." But I couldn't. I was honest with her. At the time, I just couldn't get there. I said, "Let me just get comfortable making videos again, and then I can figure that out." And so it's just wonderful that I also got to the point where I'm like, I am comfortable making videos again, and I feel capable. Because I'll be honest with you all, I looked at the videos yesterday. I looked at some of the videos that I did in the past, the edited videos, the recorded videos, and that was phenomenal work. I actually cannot, it was phenomenal work. Freaking phenomenal work. My editing, all of it. And I'm like, what in the world? That was a lot of work that I did too, because it was hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work. I don't have that time like I did then. And so I have to be very like mindful and skillful in how I approach everything. But when I made those videos and like me reflecting back on the work that I did, the research that I was doing, the way that I was delivering things, oh my God. The quality, oh my God. So yeah. I've helped a friend find someone. So Cypher's putting something in, I'm reading it now. I helped a friend find someone who she thought had passed away. Oh, that was a part of this week indeed. That's an amazing ask. Oh my gosh. How magical is that? Wow. That that's a best week ever moment right there. That really is. That is a best week ever moment right there. To be a part of something like that, I can't even imagine how they felt. You know, when you think someone's passed and then I wow, and they're there. Mm, 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 mm. That's that's just beautiful. Well, I'm glad you could do that. I'm glad you could do that. Thank you for sharing that. Best week ever. I love it. Y'all, put it in your comments. Leave a comment behind. Let us know. Because I know you have something like that. All right, keep sharing, keep growing. And I will see you all next week. Let's do this together. And thank you for visiting Kiki's House of Joy. And I'll see you.